Pardon any lag. Just getting everything set up, and I'm going live just a tad bit early because I saw last night after Quite Frankly ended, I did see that another Frankly is going to be going live. If well, you know who Jim Lee is. Jim Lee, Climate Viewer. He's going to be doing a live show beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And I would like to end this a little bit before 9, just in case you want to go check out Jim Lee after this. What's up, Arden? How's it going? How is your Friday? Is it Friday? It is Friday. Yeah, no, notice this is called a balcony chat now. I got that from, it was suggested by somebody on I believe it was the June 8th show. I was watching that, and then about halfway through, the power went out, so I'm afraid to go back and watch it again. I'm gonna go back and watch it maybe in about a week. Oh, good, doing good, Arden. Fantastic. So I want to find out exactly who said that so I can give them credit for it. I don't want to just say off the top of my head who I think it was. And I want to watch the rest of the show. I do like my live shows. But I don't want to sit there and keep giving it extra clicks. So I want to, maybe wait a week here, watch the rest of it. We'll watch the whole thing and give that person credit for the suggestion. But it's an excellent idea for a name since I do like these shows to cover, quite frankly, topics. But like I was saying last time, it sort of gets to be that half of the stuff I write down is topics from stuff we were talking about in the chat room. So with that in mind, and of course I don't want to put frankly in the title of anything just because I'm not an employee of the show. Oh, what's up, John Rogers? How's it going? How's your Friday? I really don't want people to think this is some look, Frank didn't ask me to do any of this. I'm just doing it all on my own just for the Franklies. So, uh, and also the word Frankly's been taken, so I don't want to repeat that word more than I have to. It's a good word though. Like the fact that we are called Franklies, I do like that. And pardon me, I am gonna be playing with this shirt a bit. It's a little bit. For once, it's cooler in here. It's last I checked, it was below 80, like 79, maybe it's 80. So I'm like, cool. So like hair's not clipped up, different shirts, but it just does not fall. It's a large, goodness, it's huge. So it falls oddly if you don't mind me playing with it. Oh goodness. And then yeah, for some reason, if you're here and you don't know what quite frankly is, you can search it or just go to my homepage, top channels. Second guy is Frank. Check him out. He's normally live Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. He is off today, completely off of work Friday. Tomorrow, though, I will put a disclaimer in the show title since Frank has already said that Saturday he may go live, just sitting out on his back porch, smoking a cigar, chill thing. No, it's not an official Saturday show from him. Oh, Papa Groovy, how's it going? How is your Friday? But just in case, I mean, something like that could go live at 9 o'clock, and we would be fine. But just in case, Frank goes live at 8:30, 8:45, shut this down, and then pop over there see what Frank's doing. But that won't be until tomorrow. Today we're completely safe. There's absolutely nothing going on until 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're into the weather, uh, Jim Lee will go live for 2.5, 3 hours easily. So if he's going live at 9, like drink some coffee if you want to stay up for the whole thing. He covers a lot of topics, and there are a lot of Franklies that show up there. I mean, anytime I've been there, I've had a good time. And that you do have to, if you do go to Jim Lee, slightly more than quite frankly, just be a little bit careful about what you say, only because Jim Lee will put the chat up on the screen for everybody to read. Um, I don't know if you're the kind of person who doesn't want that, or if you don't want to embarrass his channel, or just mind your P's and Q's. Just know that he does that. And is this camera in the middle? I can never tell. It looks like the middle. Just putting that out there, because you know me, I just fly off at the mouth and then think about it later. So I just was saying whatever, and then suddenly my words are up on the screen. It's like, oh, I don't know if this is that kind of room. Maybe I don't know if I should say that. So just putting that out there, or if you want to be a smartass, you can just say whatever, and you might put it up on the screen. But he'll call you out on it. Jim Lee's one of those people. He will call you out if he sees you acting a fool in his chat. He's lighthearted about it. He's very friendly. Yeah, I did not know Frank was going to be off on Friday, because on Monday he was talking about doing stuff to get him all the way till Thursday. It's like, okay, well, you're missing a day there. So I spent all of Monday night and then all of Tuesday just wondering. And then Frank said on Tuesday that he was off on Friday. So we're here now. And I'm noticing a pattern. Pardon me. I didn't know. One thing will happen. I'll feel a pattern forming, and I don't know if that's quite true or not. But then I'll just check, and I do keep in my phone, my calendar, when Frank's off, and it does. I am noticing now that every other week he'll do a full week, and then he'll have a week with some days off. Full week, some days off. So that's just if it continues this way, it is what it is. But if it does continue this way, I was looking forward, and it would work out that Frank would be off for days during the second week in October. That's the end of the year for me. It's a New Year's Day for me. It's October 11th. That's going to be a Friday this year. Technically next year, but for you guys this year. And just with that every other day, every other week thing Frank's doing, just don't make me work on New Year's Day. I'll do it, but don't make me work on New Year's Day. I'm already gonna have to work on New Year's Day next year, because in 2025, October 11th is a Saturday. There's already a Saturday show every Saturday. I have no plans to stop that, so that would be I don't want to have to work 2 New Year's Days in a row. So don't set me up for that, please, fate. Don't let me have spoken into existence either. I'll do it, but I just would not like to. And if you haven't already, smash the like button. You know you're gonna like the show. And then it was kind of a busy week. If Actually, right before I went live last Saturday, it was less than 5 minutes, and then I get a text about current events, which I don't know why they messaged me about it, but they did. So I knew what happened before folks said it in the chat room. So that was sort of a busy Saturday. Ended up being, I don't know what time things like popped off in real time. I don't know if we were finding out in my chat room first thing or what. I didn't look up the time. It didn't come up on, quite frankly. If it did, I missed it, or if somebody told me, I missed that too. So that was interesting. And then Frank went live on Saturday. Right after this, I went back and looked. I checked the time, because I had said it was like 15 minutes into the show, and I was like, what? Said something about Frank going live on Saturday. And then 2 minutes later, he tweeted that he was going to be going live to talk about what had happened last Saturday. Oh, what's up, Erica? How's it going? How's your Friday? So that had happened, ended up early here, went over to Frank, and then what Frank did, he announced he was going live at 9, but he didn't go live at 9. It was like 9:11, 9:13. And I don't know what was going wrong. I was kind of glad of it because I had to, like, take everything down. I was I turned this off. I have the fan pointing at it. I've got another fan blowing underneath it just to get it to cool down because I don't want the keys to be hot when I type. And then Frank did go live. I guess what happened, his equipment at home updated, so it screwed everything up. So he had to drive to the studio. And I don't know where he lives, how far it is, but he made good time because he said he decided to go to the studio at 8:56 and then it went live at 9:11, 9:13. And the lava lamps were so groggy, they were just been, flicked on. And I know I took a screenshot of this. I was going to look it up. I forgot. But somebody in the chat room, I brought it up how groggy the lava lamps were. And they said it was past the lava lamp's bedtime. That was adorable. I love that. It's true. Plus, they, at least Lorelai gets into Larry Xanax. There is a little bit of a Xanny issue with the lava lamps, but we still love them. We've all had our battles with addiction. And oh goodness, and Frank was live for about an hour, I want to say, give or take. It was about an hour. Frank Zell called in, so that was always great. I'm a fan of the Zells, so if any of any of them, like there's many of them, if either of them call in, I'm all for it. And just discussing what happened. It's still up online. You can look it up. It's the what was that, the 13th when that happened? Yeah, the 13th. Yeah, that was a good time. It was just interesting to see. Whenever Frank goes live and it's not scheduled, you will get you get regulars, but then you get people who don't. I don't usually see it, the YouTube chat room, so that's always good. It's like, oh hey, this person, oh hey, that person. What are you doing up so late? Anything happen on the news? And just so that happened. So that was a busy. Oh God, that was such a busy day because I start getting set up a couple of hours before I go live. So from 5 until whatever Frank was on, it was a long day. It was a long day. I'll put it like that. I'm glad I was there for it. It was, and there were Franklies around. There was just a lot going on that one particular Saturday. And then Sunday, couldn't tell you. I can't remember back that far, but I don't think anything. There's no show anywhere, so nothing to discuss from that. That was it was kind of nice to get a pause because I knew coming up Monday we were going to be hearing about what happened on Saturday. And that is, let's see. Okay, what? Okay, I remember now. Sorry. With the power going out, I thought I had written down the power going out here. No, this was the Monday show. Uh, oh, Frank Zell called in again that day too. That was fun. So, but yeah, just going through a normal Monday show, just whatever, talking about the weekend, and then it got to be about, I want to say 8:25. Did I write it down? I didn't, but it was about, there's like half hour left to go, and suddenly silence. So I looked directly at the screen, which is, behind the laptop, and there's that fucking that little thinking about it. Like, what the hell do you have to think about? We've been here for an hour and a half. You know what to do. So I'm like, okay, it could be my internet. Didn't think it was. So I'm like, well, let me look around. So I went over to I checked Rumble, I checked Twitch, I checked Pilled. It was buffering everywhere. Everybody was saying, hey, there's no stream. But it only took a couple minutes and Frank came back and he had no camera. It was just a black screen, but we had audio. And Frank's like, yeah, so the power went out for the whole building. It's back, but I don't have a camera. And my first thought was like, oh no, don't leave now, don't leave now, please don't stop. You know, technical difficulties are very Zadalza, so I can be on board with any kind of technical issues Frank is having, and it's fine. It's perfectly fine by me. I know it's not fine by him. I understand it pisses him off because you want things to look a certain way when you're doing a show, but as far as us in the chat room being entertained, like we don't need the visuals. Just talk to us, man. We could do a radio show, and that's what it was. It was like quite radio-ly. It was Frank put up some just still images up on the screen. Oh, what's up, Wally? How's it going? How's your Friday? And he just did that. He took calls. The calls still work, so that was good. And he just took some calls and had his still images up there, and we spoke in the chat room like it was normal, and it was he finished out the rest of the night. It was a good show. It was not a bad show. I was entertained. I like radio. I can sit and listen to a radio show. A very specific reference. The Third Man. I know you've probably seen it, but specifically, I'm talking about when it's was on DVD. Oh, what's up, Moon Bunny? How's it going? How's your Friday? I keep saying how's your Friday because I'm gonna forget every single time. I don't know. It might not be Friday anymore. Is it still? Is it Thursday now? No, it's still Friday. Okay, so I don't know. Specifically, The Third Man on DVD had some extras, extra features, and it was just a few radio programs from, I believe it was the early 40s. Oop, don't want to mess with that. That's camera. And it was just Orson Welles, and these were not long. They were like 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and I'm sitting there the whole time like, what's gonna like the screen is not moving at all. Nothing is moving at all. And I'm leaning forward in my chair, like, what's gonna happen next? The suspense. And Orson Welles has the one of the best voices. Just he just knows how to use it better than anybody else. I want to study the way that man speaks. It's so good. Like that. I mean, you can watch radio shows on YouTube. They're every like old school radio shows, 40s type stuff. That kind of a thing where you have to use your imagination. They don't have, like a montage playing while you're listening. Like, don't even look at that. Just listen to it. That's all they had. Like, that is so entertaining. So that's how the Monday show went. And that was a good time. Oh, one thing Frank is doing, and I assumed it is, he said it is, but he's putting a poll in his chat rooms, and it's helping to remind people to smash that like button, which you can do here. But another thing Frank is asking folks to do in regards to the polls and his chats is after the show ends, go to the video and comment on something because the way, even for yourself, you can see the way these things are displayed. It's like that when you're on the other side is just the chat room is one thing, and then comments are another thing. Just straight up comments, if you click on a video, the person watching after the fact is going to see that quicker than reading the entire chat room because that doesn't pop up unless you're actually watching the show. So if you have anything to say about Frank's polls that he's doing, go back to the video after it ends, after it's not live anymore, and put your comment in there because he will see it. So, and all of that is on record, whatever you may think. And something I did notice about the poll, if you don't want to vote on it, at least for me, it does not give me that option. It will just stay up there forever. Closed poll does not work. You have to vote on something, then I have to dismiss the poll, and then it goes away. And I only bring that up because I use dark mode, and that sucker is bright white all the way across the top of the screen. That hurts. So, yeah, I have to get that out of the way quickly. But I'm of course, remembering to like the show, so that works. Arden, yeah, good idea. And it is easier for if you do have something to say about the poll that Frank has up. He's not going to sit there and watch his own show for 2 hours to find your comment in the chat room. So if you do want to talk to him about it, put it in the comment in the comment section, and he'll be able to see it there. I mean, Frank's even said he does not go back and watch his own shows, which understandable. It does take a lot of time to do a 2 hour show and then sit back and watch a 2 hour show. I don't think he has the time. It's not that I don't think he likes his own show. I just honestly, he's just too busy. He can't do it. So, some stuff he does to go back and watch, but on the whole, he can't. He doesn't do a show and then watch it afterwards like I do. So, it just the nature of things. I do like my own live shows. I like there was one I had to go back and find it again. I cracked myself up so bad I was crying laughing the first time. I can't believe I said that. I can't believe it hit me like that. That was hilarious. But I like the live shows. So I think you guys like the live shows. And with that in mind, now I when I did mention reviewing Deadwood, is that something you guys would want to like I would watch it, upload videos about it, or would you want me to say, like say we watch all of season one and then do a live stream discussing it, that sort of a thing. I just sort of spitballing ideas. I don't know if you want to see me sit through me discussing the show in just a video, or if you'd rather me do it live. That way we can discuss it, since a lot of folks have watched Deadwood. I mean, it's been out since it's like a 20-year-old show. It came out in like 2004, 2008 for the DVD. Let's say 2004. I'm not gonna. It was only 3 seasons, so 2004 through 2006. So yeah, it's a 20-year. What year is it now? It's a 20-year-old show. So how have you not watched this by now? I don't understand. But yeah, it's. I wish I could do a watch party, Moon Bunny, if I knew how to. The closest I could get to it would be to like play it on the TV, and I would just be sitting here like, oh, I like this scene. Oh my god, watch this part here. Hold it, and so that's not good for you. But Deadwood is so good. Oh my god, it's so good. I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen the movie. Just the main series. Unfortunately, not like a watch party, but since I couldn't do something like that, what I could do instead is say just cover, like maybe not cover an entire season in one sitting, because I that might be too much to talk about in 2 hours. So like for example, like maybe instead of a season, watch like 2 or 3 episodes and then talk about that, and then watch 2 or 3 more, because each season, hold on. Wait, okay. Each season is like 12 episodes. Okay. Hold on. Getting an idea. I'm just spitball and thinking of. Yeah, I haven't watched Twin Peaks since it premiered back in the day, so I remember nothing about it. I don't get any of the references, but I have to act like I do, Arden, so no worries. I was probably too young to be watching it, but I did. And I'm sure it'll bring up all kinds of suppressed memories. Oh, but okay, maybe instead of watching, yeah, 12 episodes is a lot to cover in 2 hours. So instead of that, I think what I would do is, like maybe watch like, again, like 3 or 4 episodes, and then we could talk about that. Just, like for example, disc one, first episode is called Deadwood. Episode two, Deep Water. Reconnoitering the Rim. That would be a good place to stop, because episode four is Here Was a Man. I think I would like to discuss that. Uh, yeah, that would be separate. Okay, so that's the plan. We just figured it out. So what I'll do is I'll cover Deadwood 3 episodes at a time in a live stream. Perfect. Whatever that was. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm glad we thought of that together. Yeah, so that'll be the thing. Deadwood. Um, if I don't write it down, I will forget. Deadwood live. 3 episodes. each. That's kind of enough because so much each episode is an hour long. So and it it was on HBO, so it's an hour long. It might be exactly 30 minutes or 60 minutes, maybe just a tad bit shorter. So that's not bad for Deadwood because a lot does happen, so much does go on. That's what we'll do. Deadwood, 3 episodes at a time, and then that'll be that'll be like a total 12 episodes, 12 live shows covering Deadwood, which is covers a lot of time since there's, you know, if we do it once a week, whenever that would be, I'll figure out the timing of it later. I just needed to get some structure for it. So, okay, Live Deadwood is fantastic. I kind of thought that would be the way to go. I'm glad you guys are on board for it, though. So, yes. I guess just next to that. And then another thing, as far as live shows go, actually two things. Would you like me to, when I review things like Cultivate Elevate or Yes Cacao, would you like those to be live or would you like those to be just videos? Of course, the difference is if I'm doing it live, you can ask any questions you have right away. And if not, they can just be videos on the road. It sort of depends what you guys want. If you do want to know more, because I do have to go over the Cultivate Elevate Dragon's Blood. I took that for a month. I've been off of it this month. And then this month I have been taking medicinally just the Yes Cacao, just one of those little bars every day, and that's enough there for 30 days. So I'm halfway through that. I don't know if you guys want to talk about that live. I don't know if you would just have that in a video the way they have been rolling out. It's up to you. And again, if you watch this after the fact, you can comment in the comment section what you would like to see. That is always an option, though it is sometimes. You can't get to the comment section while the show is live. You do have to wait for it to end. The exception to that is if you were at Frank just earlier, he went live. It was just after 5 o'clock. So I thought it was Gray Still Plays because Gray hadn't uploaded yet, and I look at my phone and it's Frank. I'm like, where is Gray? But Frank uploaded a premiere, so that's a pre-recorded video, and he drops it live. If that happens, you can go into the chat room and the comment section at the same time. You just swipe back and forth. Okay, Arden likes the idea of the live reviews. So, thinking about that. All right, great. And then the last thing, Arden, would be I don't know how far this will fly. Should I review Dark Shadows live? Since that's gonna take the most time. It's 1,245 episodes, so I'm not sure how I would divide that up since they are just a half an hour long, just 22 minutes long. But would you like the Dark Shadows to be covered live as well? I can do that. Certainly. It's entirely up to you guys. It's gonna be fun either way. It is a little bit more fun to do things live because you can talk to people and you get the the feedback and Arden thinks it would be funny. Yeah, it's Moon Bunny says, video works for me so I can watch my own timing with questions fielded in the comments section. Moon Bunny, okay, yeah, that's good too. Yeah. Arden, okay, yeah. So Dark Shadows, maybe live too. Let's see. Yeah, that'll be fun because I have not seen the first 105 episodes. I Moon Bunny, of course, the live would be available for replay. Yes, I always keep all the live streams up for replay. Those are always available forever. Arden, yeah. Like I said, it's so many episodes, maybe just highlights. Because what'll happen is, like, I'll watch along, like, okay, this is from the 60s, cut it some slack, and then I'm going to see something that's going to, like, just, oh, wait a minute, what about this? So I'm going to, like, just deep dive and needle into, like, certain things. But since it does cover so much time, that would be like, like, hey, this is covering episode, this to that. That way it's not, you don't have to sit there and watch a whole storyline to follow along. It's nothing insane like that. I know Dark Shadows is very niche, but also it's extremely popular. It's popular enough for them to have come out with the entire box set on DVD back in 2012. So there is call for it somewhere. It is popular. It's just I don't know who watches it. It's always nobody my age. It's folks older than me, which is fine because they grew up with it. So yeah, that is I do like that idea. That is a possibility. I just want to know if there's any call for it, just so when I'm thinking ahead for what to do, how to plan things, I know that there isn't that option. So it's like just about 50-50. We'll see how things go. It's still sun and a water sign. Things get so shaky, but it's gonna be ending soon and be able to get back on track with things. Yeah, I'm glad I'm glad there is call for that. It's because I will be getting rather excited with the Dark Shadow stuff. And then Deadwood is just so good. It's it I don't think I've spoiled anything for it. No. If you haven't seen Deadwood, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but no, it's okay. It's I honestly think that's a show that flew under a lot of people's radars. If you didn't actually have HBO back then, folks don't really talk about it too much. And then I was watching something recently. What was it? Talking about the Lone Ranger, the one that had come out with Johnny Depp. And the guy's talking about why it did not do well, and among many, many, many reasons, was that westerns are just not that popular anymore. And I was like, oh, that's sad. I like the old westy type stuff. And guys doing his YouTube video, he's like, no, no, it's just not popular. The less popular western was back in the this, and it like, oh damn, it's like that, okay. And I'm like, well, what about Firefly? That was old westy and got canceled after a season. Oh, okay, well, whatever. I like that kind of stuff. And it's so much personality they had. Just everybody had to be a hard ass back then. So yeah, there's Frank's every other week. All right, I think that was, yeah, for any of the live stuff. And then with Dark Shadows, I am very careful to stay away from too much online stuff because it has been out so long. So every single last person has their own head canon for everything. And I don't want to like misconstrue like the facts of the show with the fantasies other people have. I'm cool with it. I do have my own head canons for everything, quite frankly. Everything in the world. So I'm not knocking that at all. I just don't need to have but I don't want to be running off of an assumption that's nothing to do with the show. I can always get into that down the line. Okay. So then, where were we at? That was on Monday. Monday the power went out, but it came back on and we were fine. Oh, this was cool. This was Tuesday. It was Dandy. I wrote this down. He said he was talking to somebody, but he called it. I'll write down. Nikki's Sat Chat. It was. Hold on, let me type it. Is that it? Yeah, that's what he said. I thought that was cute. I like that. I might want to try to use that somewhere. I like that. I had to write that down. Instead of taking a screenshot. And was there anything that had come up on Quite Frankly this week that you guys wanted to talk about more, or anything that struck you just odd or just interesting or funny or something you've never heard before? 'Cause I tell you, I like doing this now. This is what I thought I was going to be doing after all of the chat room stories had come out. So this was something I was expecting to happen, like next spring, where I don't know, maybe not that far out, but uh because in my head I thought, okay, I'll talk about, the chat room, go all through that, and then once I get done with year 24, which is this year, there won't be anything else to talk about. What will I talk about? Hey, I could just talk about what's going on with the show currently. So I've kind of on zigzag back and forth back to it. Papa Groovy says, "Hey sis, I have an extra DVD Twilight Zone box set I can send you." Wow, I have not watched it. That's like the old school Twilight Zone, right? And I do believe that's where, don't ask me which episode, but I think that's where Jerry Goldsmith got his start. Was he did TV before he did film scores back in the 50s. That is interesting. Yeah, Papa Groovy, I'll have to DM you after when I'm not live. Try to work something out. Yeah, because like I've seen, like clips, like Twilight Zone clips and things like that on Tumblr. I'm into that kind of a thing. That's very interesting. Yeah. Any of that, like spooky, oh, out of this world stuff happening. How can this, that I like that. If it's not reality, I'm into that too. Just like, hey, well, what if it was like this? Same thing with the Doctor Who. I know that covers a large span of time. That is a show I would like to get into as well. I've seen maybe 20 minutes of one episode and I liked it. And there's a couple of actors that are because they if you don't know what Doctor Who is, they change the Doctor every like season so often, something like that. It's been going on since the 60s. They can't use the same guy forever. And eventually they used a girl and people did not care for that. Oh, The Outer Limits. That's one I need to. Like, I feel like I watched The Outer Limits when I was like a small child, but I couldn't tell you one single episode. But like stuff like that. And of course, we've all seen The X Files. If I like I haven't seen every single episode of The X Files, but back when they aired it on TV, I'd seen enough. I like Closure Part Two. I like Part One also, but I like Part Two. I like that. No spoilers. Oh, I just thought about the end. So that's good. And then when they re-released the X Files in well, like they came back with it in like 2019, whenever that was. I remember I watched it. The only thing I remember about it was that Mulder had duct tape on his camera. It was like he had like duct tape or electrical tape covering it. Like that's literally the only thing I remember about the entire series. The X Files is so good because they will, if it's gonna be like a cutesy episode, you can tell by the music right away. Um, Bruce Campbell's in an episode, and of course, you can watch Richard Belzer on there as Detective John Munch. I forget exactly which episode, but that is a series that has that character. And Detective John Munch was on, without looking it up, let's say like 10 different series, like between 5 and 10. That character got around. And then canonically, John Munch would like to have himself portrayed on film by James Woods. I believe that's in an episode of Law and Order that crossed over with Homicide: Life on the Streets. Don't remember the exact name, but if you look it up, you can find it. I do remember that line. And it was a scene that was taking place in the Homicide set, not the Law and Order set. Never watched Homicide: Life on the Street. I would though. There is an episode that's very good with Vincent D'Onofrio. You can look it up. I'm not going to spoil it for you. That's something you can look up. Just the synopsis of it. I want to see it. Oh, Moon Bunny, I just watched a video about people's experiences with parallel dimensions. Trippy. I like that. This is coming up more and more now. Alternate timelines, and I'm totally diving into that. But yeah, I do think that's possible. I don't believe in reincarnation, but I do believe there can be multiple timelines going on. That's not quite reincarnation. Arden says the X Files was the last TV show I watched every week when it came out that I loved. Man. See, that's the thing. I was not watching the X Files when it was coming out live. Let me slip away just a second. Made some tea that's basically just hot water and or it's like honey and cold water now. That's good. Wait, X Files? No, that was like TNT would like rerun a lot of shows, and that's when they would play the X Files, so you could catch that at any time. And I believe I was taking notes on it on the time, but yeah, you can post the link if it lets you, Moon Bunny. Yeah, I don't have the channel or the chat room set up to block anything, so it can. I mean, you guys know how to speak in a chat. I mean, like so, like all the words are available. I didn't have it set to not be able to post a link, but you know, YouTube being YouTube, it might just not let you just the way it is. There is a way around it though. If you post I haven't done it in a while, but you know, like you post like the first part, then you cut it in half, then post the rest of it in the second line. It can. And if that doesn't work, you can always DM it to me if you're on any social media. If you're on a Twitter, Gilded, Discord, every single if you go to a platform and search for Nikki M. Carlin and the purple top hat comes up, that's me. That's the basically it. I like the parallel dimensions things. If I can find that creepy pasta about the guy who, and you know, don't stop me if you've heard this. It's like this guy is in a dream where he's got a wife and two kids, and then he's sitting there one day staring at a lamp, and he was convinced the lamp was not real. And then by the time he could wrap his mind around the fact that that lamp was not real, he also realized that nothing in the dream was real, and he woke up. So now he has to live his life missing his wife and his two children from that dream he can never get back to. And yeah, I know creepy pastas are not real, but that creeps me the fuck out. That I know I've got it saved somewhere. It has to be. And it might be like in a compilation where I was watching folks who would, you know, like they talk about their scary stories and then they'll, which is fine, but they're not very long. So it's like maybe 3 or 4 and they take a half an hour. So the channels will take a bunch of those and it's like 3 hours long, you know, creepy pasta. And like, there I am. I'm like, I'll start watching this at midnight. I'll be fine. And there it is, 3 a.m. Like, I'm scared. But if I find that, I'll have to share it. That messes me up so bad. Okay. Just checking my power here. Everything. Yeah, it won't let you post the link. That sucks. And I don't think that's anything I can adjust here. Let me see. Pardon any lag. Oh. No filters. All channels. Can redirect to my content. Oh, block links. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, Moon Buddy. Try it now. I just did, it had links blocked. I just undid that. Try it again. We'll see if it works. Maybe. That's cool. Yeah, because there were those like the porn bots that quite frankly that always came around in the summertime with their the avatar was always like tits, like it was literally like a close up of like some triple E titties, and then the name always had emojis in it or sex or like .com or something like that in it, and then they would use just yeah. That happened. That was a few years ago, and that was a regular thing, but not so much now. I say that, then watch. We'll go to the next show, and then there's going to be a bunch of bots or something. It's usually anymore. It'll be like one person comes in acting up, and then they act up enough to get blocked, and then they 2 to 5 minutes goes by. Somebody comes in with a different handle, but they're typing the exact same way, same person, and that happens maybe 3 or 4 times. Then they give up. Or another thing they'll do is one person comes in acting a fool, and they're new, and then another new person is like has their back. That happens. All right, now does that get us all the way up to? And I'm starting to write down the Arden. Yeah, I remember you frantically deleting that shit. Yeah, it's thankfully what YouTube does is if you have to block somebody for acting up, like using words YouTube doesn't like, whatever they're doing, it's when you block them or time them out, whatever you do, it automatically just deletes everything that they said before that. So it just in case I've been saying bad words or posting links or stuff like that, so it gets rid of that. And I'm glad it does because other sites don't. And every site is different. I wish I knew how to program technology that way I could tell you, oh, well, all you got to do is this, and that. It would fix that, but they don't do that. So, not that deep into the tech, but I'm glad it does do that. It's one of the settings that, buddy, nah, it's not working. Maybe another time in another dimension. Ha ha. This works on this works on the alternate timeline. This works on the alternate 2024 WTF. That's it. I'm writing my own fan fiction about this. God damn it. Oh, speaking about things like YouTube doesn't like, yeah, Moon Bunny. I'll have to. I think there's like 2 places where I can mess with the links in the chat room, and it's been a while since I found it. I'll have to go back and find it, or if not, we'll find a way to get that to me. Or on Wednesday, this was the 17th. I forget what Frank was doing or pointing or doing wherever, but he had put his hand up in a way, or he put his arm up in a way that looked like a Nazi salute. And if you'd like to get a screenshot of that, that happened at approximately 7:03 on the Wednesday, July 17th, 2024 show. I didn't get a screenshot of it. I would love to, but since I didn't, you can. That's hilarious. Oh man. Because we know he's not a Nazi. I don't even think Frank knows any German. Oh wait, is another dimension? Is that a reference to intergalactic? I knew that phrase from somewhere. This comes up. This has been coming up since September 11, 2001, because I never heard this before that, but and again, this is not my religion, but I wonder about things. It's Jesus's birthday because, everybody grew up with December 25th, and then we hear that is incorrect. And then after September 11th, that's when people would start saying, Jesus's birthday was September 11th. I'm like, sure it was. Yeah, because I heard this in 2000. Sure it was. And then I've heard he's a Capricorn and that he's a Pisces. And then I've also heard that, oh, well, Jesus was born when every single planet was in the house that it rules. So the sun would have to be in Leo, so then that would make Jesus a Leo. So that's like almost half of the signs they're covered. I don't know if anybody can like prove when his birthday was, but it's got to be so frustrating because I do think Jesus was like a real guy, like walking around, like doing stuff, talking to people, and then stuff happened. But it's got to be so frustrating to have lived that long ago and be so popular and have people not know your birthday. Like that's got to be frustrating. It should be somewhere. I don't know if anybody has any insight to that. I don't know if they're like, oh well, it says, in this page of the Bible and in this verse, it happened on this day, or if they're like, I don't know where that is in the book to prove that, but like one of these, like I would like to know, just to know, like okay, maybe it's not in December, but is it another when? Like when would it be? I don't know. It's not my religion, but I kind of wish I had the time to research that because it's like I just want to know. Like I don't know my own dad's birthday, so like that bothers me. But while we are on the subject, now a couple of weeks ago, I had asked in the chat room, I was like, are there any like prayers to just help keep Satan and his minions away? Just because I don't know the Bible. I couldn't tell you where to look for it. And then I was like, I don't need it, spelled out. Just tell me what it is and I'll write it down. And a few people got back to me real quick. I got a whole paragraph of like places in the Bible to look up these quotes. And like another thing was St. Michael's prayer, which is pretty good. Um, so I'm like, yeah, cool. So I wrote them all down, and then I'm like, well, let me look them up, just to find out. And the internet is pretty good about directing you to places in the Bible if you don't know where stuff is. Like, I don't have a physical Bible. I can't just, I just don't know. But I was reading in, I forget where I was. Is this John? But you guys might, yeah, go Leos. Hell yeah, Leos are fun. And this is just, I like this from the standpoint of, like, who was Jesus? Like, who does he represent? And then he comes down on earth and he's trying to tell people about God and they're just not hearing him. And it's just like, again, that's got to be frustrating, but, he's not going to get mad at humans because, humans are just human. But this is just a screenshot. I don't have the actual. You might recognize this. I think it was somewhere in John 3. But it was. Let me get through this. This starts out it like with the 10, like it starts out with like a little 10 and then it gives you the quote. I'm just explaining that for people who don't know how Bible stuff is set up. But it goes like 10. You are Israel's teacher, said Jesus, and do you not understand these things? Then it says there's 11. At 12 is the one I'm getting to. I'm not going to sit here and read the whole Bible to you. But 11, this is just for context. Very truly, I tell you, we speak of what we know, and we testify to what we have seen, but still you people do not accept our testimony. 12, here's the one that got me. I was like, damn. It goes, I have spoken to you of earthly things, and you do not believe. How then will you believe if I speak of heavenly things? Right, dude. Like I'm trying to tell you about this one thing. If you don't believe this, how are you gonna believe the other? It just and then there's more. Like he doesn't just throw his hands up and get frustrated. Like dude, I'm trying. I'm telling you right now in plain words, and you don't get it. But I'm like, damn, Jesus, you tell him. Like if you won't believe this, how are you gonna believe the other? It just, but he goes on. It gets. I didn't read too far because then it ends pretty soon after that. I don't know where stuff is. The only Bible I've read was Exodus, the Moses part, because I watched The Prince of Egypt back in 1998, and then I was at a place that had a Bible, and it's like, cool, I saw a cartoon about this. Let me go to the actual part, and it's very it skips around. It kind of reads like somebody was hearing a story, and they're like, hold on, let me take notes. This is good. This is good stuff. And it's just like that. So it's I don't know how they get Bible stories fleshed out, but it was fleshed out. I just don't know. So that's the only part of it I've read, and I could not tell you anything about. I'm trying to remember where the hell that place was that there was. I think it was Board, and they had a Bible. I don't know. Yeah, sorry to get religious on you. Just from a writing standpoint, it's interesting. I do like if my Jesus is the Jesus from South Park. Um, one of my favorite things he ever did. This was early on South Park Jesus, but there was a fight between Jesus and Satan, and then Jesus found out that spoilers for South Park. Jesus found out that everybody in town had voted on Satan to win. And he's in the bar finding this out. He's talking to one person and another guy, and it's just every single last person. Jesus is just like, ugh. So he walks out the door, turns back around, he sticks his head in the door, and he says, "You're all a bunch of Judases." Thank you for my battery running out right when I said that line. I'm sure that ruined the joke. Thank you very much. But yeah, that was hilarious. And again, I'm not making fun of anybody's religion. I guess you can make fun of mine too. You can, I can't. That gets into blasphemy, and then I get punished. It's hard enough going through the sun and a water sign without blasphemy. So that's fine. I make fun of everything, everything fairly. Yeah, South Park Jesus. And Jesus in South Park, he's the only one with like oval pupils. Everybody else has round pupils, but his are like kind of ovals. Like how is it um The Simpsons? Is it The Simpsons where Jesus is the only character with five fingers and everybody else has four? One of those cartoons does the Jesus is like the one character that's different, like that, like little stuff like that. And South Park Jesus kicks ass. It was so sad when Kyle had to kill him that one time. It's like, don't tell my friend Eric Cartman about this. It's like, I won't, my child. Oh, that was so good. And then if you're not into religion, that's fine. Like same with a race too. I was gonna say I can make fun of anybody's color. I just don't. I'm not. My race is not my personality, so I don't get offended when people go off about folks' different colors. I see. I grew up in a time where like racism was used like to joke around with people, and now people use it to insult each other. Which no, it's for telling jokes. It's they're missing the point. That's okay. And I don't know how to do an intermission. I was thinking about that. I don't know if this channel is big enough to do an intermission. Pardon if you saw any bruises on my leg. Uh, because with Frank, if if he like goes away for, I don't even know how long his intermission is. I've never timed it. Uh, if he goes away for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, he knows he's gonna come back and people are gonna be there because he has a huge channel. I don't know if I'm big enough to do that. And again, I don't know how to like play a video or do something else with the screen yet. I don't have any silly props or a lava lamp. I could, it would be funny. I was thinking to take one of my fans and just set it here and call it an OnlyFans stream. but I don't know if it's gonna like stay upright in the chair because it's a taller fan. It might fall backwards and just, yeah, I don't know how far that would fly, but I did think about it. Papa Groovy says Towley and Mr. Hanky are my favorites from South Park. Yeah, Towley. Don't forget to bring a towel. It's true. This is a towel. This is the blue. It's dark purple. I wasn't thinking about that. Then I got the purple shirt on. It's not blue. I swear to God, that's purple. And then yeah, it's just not. I do love South Park, but I haven't seen anything the last few years, so I don't know if they're still good. I would like to think they are since they went so hard for so long. They did not get shaky until the season, the 2016 when the member berries season when they started doing things serialized. It worked the first season or the first season they tried it. It did not work the second time. Why did that have to be? Oh God, that was terrible. And then I fell off. And then you mentioned before how you haven't watched Twin Peaks. Are there any other TV shows or movies that you haven't seen yet that you like you're meaning to that you do want to for any reason, whether it's just because it's popular and you want to see what everybody's talking about, or is this something like all your friends have watched and you're the only person who hasn't seen it? That's low key how Game of Thrones started out. Because I wasn't going to be peer pressured into watching it. That's not right. And literally every single last person I knew in 2015 was watching it. Uh, except Anthony Vincent was not watching it. I don't think he was a fan. But and then I got into that because they're like, "Hey, Ian McShane's gonna join." I'm like, "Oh my God, I know him from Deadwood. I've got to see this." And I won't spoil Ian McShane being on Game of Thrones. He came back. There's a one of my favorite characters is in that episode. So I still remember when that came out. Losing all of my shit everywhere. I still have not picked it back up. It was that good. And then I think that was the last season. The place I was watching it, like the website, got in trouble, so I could not see season. I think it was like 6, 7, and 8, and then I had to, watch everybody have a mental breakdown when those seasons were not good, and I watched weeks worth of reviews, and then I got to see it for myself. So that was Wednesday. There's so much of the X Files I have seen. It's like Swiss cheese. I just want to go through and watch all of it. That show is so damn cute. And then if you're into David Duchovny, he was on a show called Californication. I saw some of that. It wasn't bad. It was modern type of a thing. I think this was after the time when the world found out that David Duchovny is like Fox Mulder watching porn at work wasn't just shtick. That's David Duchovny's literally addicted to pornography, so that's just a thing. So I think that's why it was called Californication because if people know that about him. Which is I don't know, more power to you. I don't know. It's not my thing, but oh, and then this was also at the Wednesday show because I've thought this, but then somebody who I've never seen before and I'm never gonna see him again just puts it eloquently. So I wrote it down, and this person. Their name was it was lowercase EEK, like that's it. But what he said is the grid's not going down. They've spent too much time and money creating the digital control system. So that's basically it. So anytime, because everybody loves their fear porn. Everybody, oh, this is going, like the Y2K thing. Oh, the computers are going down. And so nowadays, the internet's gonna go down. There's gonna be a blackout. There's gonna be a this and a that. And no, there's not. Stop saying that, you dumbass. Why are they gonna? It's not going to happen for that reason. Everything that is connected as everything is online. That's not going anywhere intentionally. So don't even don't fear porn that. Don't say that. Don't start down that path. That's as bad as the people saying, "Oh, something big's gonna happen next week. Oh, something big is gonna happen on such and such a specific day," and then nothing happens, and you're completely full of shit. That's just fear porn. And then and you don't make it better by saying, "Oh, I've been right about these things before," with zero context. Like, we believe you. Yeah, I do want to catch up with South Park since I haven't watched it in the last 4 years, just to see if it's still good. I mean, I know I believe it comes on HBO. I'm not paying for HBO, so Comedy Central better still have it. Does Archer still come on? I was watching Archer back in the day. That was funny. You know what? Oh shoot, I can't think of the lady's name. Jessica. I can't recall her last name. She did the voice of Archer's mom. It's been so long since I watched that show. But she had passed away. I don't know if they stopped doing the show when she passed or if they wrote her character off of the show. Uh, and since I mentioned it, Arrested Development's good. I know I've brought that up before. I'm slowly grinding through that since it's on Netflix. I like the way they will take an actor, like a comedian actor, and have them cameo on the show, and it's not them playing themselves. They're not the main feature of the episode. Like, they just happen to be a guy in the episode, and like that's it. Like they're like they've got a few lines and that's all, and then we never see him again. So they don't make the entire episode about. Can't even think of his name. That's okay. He's not important. I'm glad they don't do that. It's just very. It's how that whole show is. Like, things happen, and then they kind of they don't focus on it directly. You have to pay kind of close attention to it to catch all of the comedy. It's subtle. It's not the in your face funny. It's the subtle funny. It's very good. It's a very smart show if you haven't seen it, and I don't know, sadly, where else you can find it online. Uh, and then at some point, I guess Netflix bought it, and then they started doing things their own Netflixy way. I haven't noticed that difference, so it does change style. Where am I? I don't even know where I am and with it. I think I'm on season 4, but it is all right. Okay, was this Wednesday as well? I believe it was. Was it? I think it was. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this had to be Wednesday. All right, because now I don't watch the intermission in July. I saw it once. Uh, I'm fine with Swanee. I've known Mark Swan. He's been a frankly, he's been around almost as long as I have. But once is enough. And and then he was gone for a while. He had to get a kidney. Just needed an extra one, and he did the dialysis thing forever. Finally got his kidney, so he was out for a while. Came back, and so he's got this gay dancer's kidney. So I was saying that before he even came back, I was like, yeah, so when Swanee does come back around, he's going to have to give us an updated dancing video for July. I want to see how that new kidney moves. Watch him, sashay down a runway or something like that. And I got to get the exact timing of that. It has to have been a couple years. I know it wasn't last year, it wasn't updated. But I don't know how I got how I accidentally watched the intermission. I think I clicked back onto Quite Frankly too soon, and I caught the end of the dancing, and it was different. I was like, wait, did they get a different guy to? No, they wouldn't do. They're not going to get a different guy, Swanee size, to dance. This has to be him. And I didn't believe what I saw, so I had to force myself to watch the intermission on Wednesday and not click away. But he did update the dancing video. He's like dancing around town. I think there was even a balcony at one point, so good on him. So he took my advice. That was so cool. There's that updated dancing video for us. That is awesome. I might have to watch it a few more times. I like the backgrounds of the places that he's in. Like the lighting is good. I don't know who filmed it for him because there's some movement in one shot, like somebody's moving around him, if I can recall. I've only seen it once. I don't know. And that was so long ago. Wednesday, that was Thursday. Today's Friday. So that was like 4 days ago for me. I am very happy about that. Oh, it is kind of scary to watch him dance. I'm so glad that he did that, though. He said I was right. We needed an updated video, and he did it. I just don't know when. All right, now was that Thursday? Okay, yeah, Thursday. Yesterday. Yesterday? Today's still Friday? Oh my God, it's been Friday for so long. Thursday. Frank had okay, Thursday's coming back to me now. Oh, Jen Rogers says it's a sticker on Telegram. Oh, Patrick, that's all right. How's your I guess it's Saturday for you. At Saturday. That's all right. How's it going over there in the evening? Oh, sorry, didn't mean to bump that. Got this different now so I can get my feet up here and I'm just kicking everything. No, Thursday, I'm thinking because Grails uploads at 4 and then there was no upload at 4, so I spent an entire hour freaking out and then he uploaded at 5. No, wait, was that Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday because I was waiting for a Grand Theft Auto video, but I digress. So Frank went into, if you're not on the, where was this announced? This was, Frank will do this in the Gilded. If he's going to, no, Discord. He'll announce, where the hell was that? I'm sorry. I don't remember. Ah, was it Gilded? No. It was, was it Discord? It was Discord. All right. So what Frank will do with his Discord is he will announce when, like he would, like when the show is, the live show is available before, if the live show starts at 7 p.m. when just the video is available, you can go there to vote on the poll. So he would encourage people to vote on the poll there. That way, when he goes live at 7, he has some results to go off of to speak on. But he would put those announcements in the Discord. Well, his Discord. He's got this a Discord again, I should say. And hold on. I am getting a, did it do it? Copy. Because I explained this before, how Frank has a link to Discord on his videos on YouTube, but then if you click on it, it says that the link is no longer, hold on. Okay, I did not check if I had audio. If you click on it, it says it's expired or no longer works. So, with Discord, you have to you can set a link to, you can decide how long the link is good for. It defaults to only being good for 7 days, so I'm assuming that's why that link doesn't work. But if you'd like to check out the Quite Frankly Speakeasy, that's the invite for it there. That's Frank's Discord. And right now it has 84 members. So if you'd like, you can join that. Frank does, he uses Gilded and then he uses Discord for his own separate reasons. So if you're following the show, if you want to know what's going on when Frank goes live places, check out the Discord, and then it's the announcements. At least I will get a notification. You can't chat in this room, but he'll say, hey, I'm going live here, I'm doing something there. And what he had done on Thursday, the main room to chat in is called the Champagne Room. But he's like, I'm going to Taking It Back, and then it's I guess they're every Thursday at 4 p.m. and they're on many platforms. They're not on YouTube, but they're on the one I was going to was Rumble. They're on Foxhole. It says the places they're at. I went there to check it out. I've never been, and there wasn't a great video at the time, so I went over there. But what happens is, I mean, I was on Rumble. It's like Frank and the other two guys. But what they'll do is on the side of the screen, it will be, yeah, it's the left side of the screen. It's about like, how wide was that? It's this much. It's literally covering up. Like, imagine just a bunch of, like, instead of yellow, imagine it's pilled. And pilled is just, they don't have it set to not show the gifs and the animations. I mean, you can't turn off all of the animations on pilled, but you have the option to not see some of the animated comments on pilled. They don't have it set that way when they're live. So the whole time, the left side, this whole strip is just animations that don't need to be there. So I popped in. I don't think I was there for 2 minutes. And also, it makes my handle orange. It should be purple. I don't care for that, but I digress. I was more put off by the fact that, like, I'm not going to hang something up on my TV for an hour to watch this because and you can't even read it. You cannot even read the words that are on the screen. So why would you have the chat room up on the side of the screen if you can't see it? But so yeah, I did want to check that out. Maybe it's a good show. I don't know. It hurt my eyes too much, but I did want to check that out. I was gonna ask if Frank's on it every Thursday at 4, because that's a good time because there's usually not if Grace drops a video on Thursday, it's a compilation video, which it was. So it's not like I have that time free, but they don't have the screen so I can see it. So I can't go to that, unfortunately. I'm sure it's a good show. I'm sure they're good people. I'm not knocking them at all. I only saw it for a minute. But yeah, I can't do that. John Rogers says he always watches it. Good. I'm glad it's a good show. I mean, maybe one day they might change the display and I can like sit there. Patrick, it's Saturday morning, 1:16 a.m. Oh yeah. It's only 5 hours difference. It's great with the time zones when the daylight savings, at least in March. Last I knew, there will be about 2 weeks where there's only 4 hours difference between the east coast of the United States and England. So it's nice to be in a way closer to folks across the pond for a couple of weeks. Maybe you don't notice it, but I do. It feels really good. Thursday. at 4. That's a good time for it too, because like I could go to a 4 o'clock show even if I had to go live at 7, because that's enough time to still be calm. If it came on at 5 o'clock, no, there's no way I'm too hyped up for the 7 p.m. show, so that wouldn't fly. I like the timing of it though. That is something I would like to check out. Plus, it's supporting Frank too. If again, if Frank goes to if Frank is guest on a show, and then that show gets extra views, extra comments, extra likes, extra shares, that just makes Frank look even better. It makes it look like people like him, so that the host is more likely to have Frank come back on. I don't think because you can't fake extra views and likes and stuff like that. That's genuine. So if you're getting like a 1,000 views an episode, then Frank comes on, you're getting 2,000 views an episode. You're like, hey, I gotta get that quite frankly guy back on again. I don't know why everybody took their pants off in the chat room, but we had a great turnout. And now Wednesday is when. Yeah, I don't know if everybody knows this, but Rosper is Patrick. I don't. There's not like a extra person in here that you can't see. That's just his. I think that's just what his handle was before. I don't recall if there were numbers or letters after it, and I can really only remember one name per person. Sadly, with rare exceptions, so he's just Patrick forever. Like that fucked me up when why does Frank call Willie Fixit John? That is not his name. How could I just? There's so many Johns too. I'm glad he already came with his own nickname because we really do have to rename everybody. Like how there's that Matt Christensen, Morning Sickness Matt. You just cannot have everybody cannot have the same names like this. This is just it's getting out of control. Oh, that's what it was Wednesday. We had that guy, Isaac, on. He had all of that art behind him. I was wondering if that's stuff he's done, or like, does he have fans that send him art, and that's what it was. I just there was no way to ask that question, but I sort of got the vibe that that was all of his own stuff. Um, and I forget if Frank said if he's been on before. With my memory being so poor, if he's been on like once before, I'm just not gonna remember it. So that's nothing against him. That's just me. Okay, and then Thursday was yesterday. Is it still Friday? Okay, it's still Friday. Yeah. All right, Thursday. That was when. Oh, right, this was so cool. All right, so it was like. Okay, I did write it down. All right, it was. I don't remember exactly what was going on, but Frank was just, it was Thursday. He's like, we already knew he was going to be off Friday. Thursday was his chill. So he was like, I'll just take calls on what's been going on this week. I think it was like open lines, open topic. You could just bring up anything you wanted at all. And then it was, well, I wrote down the time. I got 1922. So it was 7:22 and Frank Zell called in again. It's like our third call from Frank Zell in the week. So I'm like, yes. So he called in, he did his thing. Uh, went on with other calls, with other topics, and then I swear it was like 20 minutes later. Okay, well, 24 minutes later, 7:46, Jim Zell calls in, and Frank's like, "Well, we just had your brother call in." And Jim's like, "Oh, really? Wow. Well, okay." And then just, said what he had to say. And I'm like, wait a minute. How does one Zell call in and the other Zell doesn't know about it? Don't they like just like one of them picks up the phone and like the other one just kind of like gets a sensation that like, oh hey, I need to be by the phone in case my brother calls me up in case he's talking to Frank. Oh, Papa Groovy, that's all right. Take it easy. You can always catch the rest of the show later. I always keep these up for longer than 4 hours. And it was nice today's. Well, this would have been a great day to do like outside anything if you garden or just go out under the sun. It seems like it was a good temperature for it. I was honestly expecting it to be hotter. I'm used to it just being 85 in here no matter what, and that's what I planned on. And just keeping the air moving. I was so concerned about that. And then as the time got closer to airtime, I'm realizing like I'm cold. What the hell? So Patrick in a couple of weeks in autumn. Oh yeah. So I can't imagine what it's like to do this when it's not when I don't have to worry about the temperatures so much. I like it. It's a nice change. I can get used to it. It's different. I get used to things being like since I don't remember things when things are a set way for so long, that's what I get used to. And then when they change, I have no memory of the way things were before. So like every time it gets cold for winter, I'm surprised. It gets hot for summer, I'm surprised. It rather than get mad about the things you can't remember, you just have to have fun with it. And one thing, if you do have a very good long term memory, you're never surprised by things because you remember everything. So when you lose that, you don't remember everything anymore, and something does come up, you get to feel that feeling of being genuinely surprised for the first time. I like that. I I guess I'm used to it. It's been going on for so long. So somebody will come on to like say quite frankly, and I'm watching them like it's the first time, and then Frank will be like, "Oh, well, the last time you were here," and I'm like, "Sure, sure they were. Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm sure if Frank sounds confident they were on the show before, then I yeah, yeah. Oh, Patrick saying Patty is my nickname. Oh, good one. Just Patty for Patrick. So when they celebrate St. Patrick's Day, we all just have to wear green in front of Patrick and give him green beer. There we go. John Rogers is saying, even with what I went through, I still have a decent memory. Yeah, that blows my mind. I'm so glad you can, like, because I would imagine you have anything head related happen, like you're just going to lose some part of memory somewhere. But it doesn't seem like that happened. Like oh, I can't remember the last month before I fell out. It's not like that at all. It's just like all that stuff is still there for him. That's crazy. Papa Groovy says, I will be there. Hopefully, a 1960s Twilight Zone chat will evolve. Yeah, yeah, that would be cool. I'd love to sit here and talk about any TV show, something that we've all seen. And then later on, when I can figure out how to do, is it a, oh, somebody just said it too, like a watch along when we're all a viewing party. That's it. Something like that. The only thing close to it again would be like, hey, everybody, go put in your DVD or go to your streaming service, queue up this. All right, and then at this time we're all gonna hit play, and now. Oh wait, commercial. Everybody stop. No. Oh, John Rogers, good. Your reading is getting better. Yeah, I want to get back into reading books. I haven't been able to read in I don't know, about a year ish. I think I was reading last summer. Is it summer now? It is summer now. I think I was. Yeah. 'Cause I need to finish getting through. Where am I at? Oh my God, I'm so okay. I'm on page 204 of how many pages is this damn book? 600 some odd, 600 and a half pages. It's the Richard Burton Diaries. It's like here's a fella who he's Welsh too. It's like English is not his first language. Um Here's a fella who got popular, famous, reading other men's words, reading other men's stories and scripts, and that's how he got famous. And he wanted to be known for being a writer himself, and that didn't quite get to happen for him. Oh, Daniel, how's it going? How's your Friday? Uh, so that was he kept diaries. It starts out when he's like 14, 15 years old in Wales, and then it's parts get skipped, but then it moves along. I think I ended right where I met him, and somewhere in the 60s, like 68 or 69. Um, but it's good. It's interesting. I like it a lot. There's a lot in there. I do quite enjoy it. I just need to it's so heavy. Oh my God, it's so heavy. I do want to finish that since I friggin' bought it. Oh, I was so happy to get that. Interesting fellow. Yeah, Daniel, we're just talking about the show from this week. Oh, you are dumb too. How's it going? How's your Friday? Just talking about the show from this week. Oh, best mod on YouTube. Oh wow, all of YouTube. Thank you. Yeah, I do need to drop a video about moderating in general. And I don't know if that's something I would do live. That's something I need to like cover every single last point I want to cover about moderation because there's a whole lot that I take into consideration, but there's not as much that you have to act on, but it's just things I look out for. Oh, somebody went live. Okay, yeah, right. That's right. I'm glad he did this. Yeah, so we are gonna end like right before 9 because Jim Lee, Climate Viewer, is going live at 9 p.m. He's got it says Airlines Lobby, don't look up. So that will be Climate Viewer here on YouTube. Well, he's everywhere online, but you can Google him. No, it's not my. I was just talking about OnlyFans. I did have an idea for OnlyFans, but it's a gravity issue. We'll get out of a water sign and do something silly. Oh, Patrick is saying, oh, we had a lovely summer day here. Think we're allowed 5 sunny days of summer. Yeah, yeah, it's uh I believe the summer in Scotland lasts for what is it, like 3 days? Oh, it's so I'm honestly I don't mind the rain as much as I used to. I kind of don't like it could rain every day and I wouldn't care. That's fine. I can maybe it's because I'm inside more, but I like the way rain sounds when I'm lucky enough to get it quiet out here and it is raining and I can, have the window open in such a way where I'm not going to get everything soaked. I consciously, whatever I'm doing, I tell myself, like, hey, shut it off. So, like, TV goes off. If I'm listening to music, that goes off. Any extra fans go off. I'm on the computer, that goes off. Oh, Daniel, I like giggly. Oh, you're dumb saying last 2 days have been here in the, oh, here have been great in the Midwest. Awesome. Oh, Patrick, Anglo-Irish heritage. Yeah, I've got Irish on the one side of the family. lighter skinned. It's I like the couple of hours I spent in the Dublin airport. I would go back. I would like to visit Ireland. Mood bunny, hippity hop. And it's talking about, quite frankly, from the week, and I guess we're gonna be doing when I cover Deadwood. I'll be doing that live. Looks like the same thing for Dark Shadows, and possibly for the reviews for the Cultivate, Elevate, Dragon's Blood. And then I got two different kinds of the Yes Cacao. I'm doing the one first, and then I'll do the other kind after this. But I can do those live at some point. We'll get that worked out. It's of course it can't really be through the week. We'll have to maybe work out something on a Saturday show or something like that. Something that's not going to overlap with, quite frankly. Daniel, Irish have a long history of authors and poets. That's good. I like some of those Irish like folklore legends and stuff. I like check them out, but they're creepy. Like, ooh, start talking about people in bogs, and I'm like, oh no, it's getting serious then. Sorry, I do love me an Irish car bomb. I can have two of those and be lit up. Pardon the noise. I would toss it over my head, but I don't know if I'll. Let's just pretend that made it in the trash can. That's what it sounded like. Awesome, great aim. 3-pointer. So a ton of Zell calls this week. And then what? Because Frank went live. Wait, there was. What day did he go live? Thursday. Wait, no. Was it? Was it Thursday? Did he go live Thursday before? Wait, what's today? Today's Friday. I don't know these things. Uh, Thursday? I'm just gonna, well, let's just say it was Thursday. Thursday he went live, and it was like 10, it's coming back to me now. It was like 10:45. I was right in between things, so I was glad I caught it. So between Frank going live on Saturday and then for an hour, and then yesterday for an hour, and then Thursday that show ran long. We didn't get out of there until like get out of there like we were being held there. The show didn't end until something like 9:26, extra half hour there. So like between all of that, we got the full 10 hours of, quite frankly, for the week. So that really did work out. Patrick Richard Burton was a big star here in the 50s. Yeah. Plus, he's got like one of like what 16 kids, so I've heard he would like go back to his hometown and like everybody would recognize him because he looks like half the people there. His dad, yeah, he was always getting it. Yeah, and it's so sad. As good as Richard Burton is, like you can't say that name. Like people now don't know who that is. Like you can't. Like nobody my age is gonna know who that is. You go back a generation, maybe they don't even know. But like folk like boomer age people, like they grew up with that, so like they know who he is. But I mean, because he passed away so long ago, it was like 1980. Very talented, and then you can look. He has many movies on YouTube. They're free. You can watch right now. Not right this second, but later tonight. You're dumb says, what do you call an Irish gunslinger who can kill 5 men with 1 bullet. Ricochet. That's cute. I like that. Oh man, anybody else Irish? I'll have to do something for St. Patrick's Day next year. Which that's a holiday for me anyway. You are dumb. What's the difference between an Irish wedding and an Irish funeral? There's one less drunk at the funeral. uh, that's okay. That's all right. I know that there are for a fact some people, some frankly is from Ireland in Ireland, but like they're not in the YouTube chat room regularly enough for me to be like, hey, that guy. There was a Grand Torino. I believe he was Irish, but we haven't seen that man in years. Daniel, correction. Irish have a long history of authors, poets, and pranksters. Gotta love playing. Like I don't understand. Like don't like set somebody up to get hurt, but like joking around with your friends, things like that, silly texts like that, or what if you did like Frank, text your friend help me with the exclamation points afterwards and see how they if you follow Frank on Twitter, he tweeted that his help me screenshot from the chat room, and also the one that Matt McCat had sent that's also up on Twitter. Like I swear to God, if Trump doesn't win, I'm gonna kill myself and I'll do it, man, and nobody can stop me, and whatever the hell he said. Oh, that was too cute. Yeah, and that's when Thursday, that's when Frank said that on Saturday he may go live from the back porch. So that's why this not this episode, but the next one tomorrow. That one could I'll just put a disclaimer on that one that if Frank goes live, I'll just end this here and we'll run on over to, quite frankly, was this it? Yeah, Matt, I swear to God I'll do it. I'll off myself if Trump doesn't win. Nobody better try to stop me neither. No period at the end. Yeah, Matt's so funny. He is an Aquarius, if you didn't know. Very stand-up cat. And then Frank went live again today. This was at exactly at 10:39 a.m. When did yeah? So there I was, pulling everything over to go run to that, see what's going on. And I'm really glad that I did because that's what you should do if you ever see Frank go live. And it's always going to be between it's in like the 9 and 10 o'clock a.m. hour. He'll go live sometime within those 2 hours, and he'll be live for 45 minutes to an hour. And those are good. They're good and bad because I mean, like I have missed a lot of those when I was working the first shift full time. I did miss a lot of those, but since I don't have to now, I go to them. And you'll see a lot of folks there who are not usually at Quite Frankly, or they are like in the UK, so it's a lot earlier for them. It's like 4 p.m. for them instead of midnight. So you'll see them there. And hey, you get to say hi to them, or just in general, Franklies that you don't see that are in the United States, like they will show up there and like, hey, I haven't seen this person in forever. Oh my God. So check those out whenever you do see them. Oh, Patrick saying only 2 gays in Ireland. Patrick Fitzgerald and Gerald Fitzpatrick. I get it. Cute. You are dumb. What is an Irish 7-course meal? A six pack and a potato. Yep. Papa Groovy, coffee time. Absolutely. I needed some coffee. This was one of those days. You ever have those days where you just don't wake up? Like, I slept fine. I took my usual caffeine pill, but then I just did not wake up as much as I usually do. Like, it happened for this, but it was just the whole day. It happens. Just one of those things. But yeah, always check out. What was that? Okay, sorry. Always check out when Frank. He'll usually call it what, like a coffee chat or a coffee talk, something like that. But when he's going live in the morning, always go to those because you'll see things you never see in the usual YouTube, quite frankly, chat room. That, for example, this isn't weird, but sometimes Legacy Rant will show up. If you don't know him, he's an OG, frankly, from the Zadalza days. So I've known him forever. And he popped up there and I said hi, and I was thinking, like, man, I'd really love to meet him. And you know how fast I type. But I couldn't have even typed that because before I would have been able to finish typing my thought, Frank was like, oh, hey, there's Legacy in the chat room congratulating him because he just got married. So I was like, oh my God, congrats. I asked when, he didn't say, but so Legacy Rant did get married. So that's very cool for him. Um, but at the same time, I was, happy for him, of course. It explains why I haven't seen him in a while. But at the same time, I'm thinking, glad I didn't say what I was thinking before. I'm never gonna meet him now. Some random chick is not gonna let a girl come around to meet her husband. So that's just a thing. Wanted to meet that guy. And then something else that's been yeah, apparently if you hold your phone for hours on end like this and just do stuff on it all day, at least for me, like right in my hand, it was hurting some, like, just not carpal tunnel hurt, but it was just aching, like not even aching, but just like I noticed there was pain. It was, if that happens, I just know something's wrong. And then it, of course, took me a whole day to figure out what was causing it. Like, oh yeah, let me look up on my phone while my hand hurts. I'm like, oh wait a minute. So what I have, you guys should get one of these too. It's called an infrared light. I'm gonna type it. Infrared light. I just bought, you can buy, I don't know where you get them at. I just got one on Amazon. It doesn't have to be big and fancy, but you don't use it for long. It will, you hold it above what hurts, don't use it on your face or your stomach, and it will, you do it for maybe about 15 minutes tops. You don't sit there and hold this red light, and don't look at it either because it hurts your eyes. But what'll happen is, now they say to use it at night because if you use it at night, you don't notice a difference. Wake up in the morning, it's gone. But this will work during the day too. I did use it on my hand, and within a couple of hours, I did notice a difference. And then from one day, what happens the one day, use the light, the next day, wake up, it feels so much better. It makes a difference. If you don't have one, try it out. It's good for aches and pains. Like like my shoulder was really tight one time. Like I felt like I was walking around like this. I was like, I don't think this is gonna work. But I held it up, on my shoulder, shined the light at it, not looking at the light, but shining it on my shoulder for like 15 minutes. Felt dumb holding my arm up in the air like that. But within 2 hours, I thought I'm not gonna feel anything today, but it started to loosen up and everything, and just Daniel's saying, Awaken with JD promotes infrared light healing. I agree with the concept. It does work. Yeah, I mean, mind the instructions. They say, don't use it on your belly, don't use it on your face, anything like that. If you're pregnant or nursing, and all that disclaimery stuff. But, like, say, like, your elbows hurt, your knees hurt, your foot, you got a pulled muscle. I mean, like, yeah, you can sit there and massage it. That's fine. But if you've got carpal tunnel like me and you really can't sit there and rub yourself, just shine the damn light on it. And again, it might say Like maybe it's 20 minutes. I don't think 10 is long enough. Like 15, right around there. Look up the correct times and all that stuff. Do it right. Don't hurt yourself with this thing. But it does work, is what I'm getting at. If you don't want to sit there and pop pills, if you don't want to sit there and massage what hurts, if you don't have a masseuse or somebody to rub the body part for you, uh, use it for that. It does help because I have carpal tunnel. It will help out with that. This isn't something I use daily. I just try not to hurt myself. Oh, that sounds so good. JD uses an infrared light blanket. I just want to wrap, like, I want it on my back. I want to shine it on the bad spot on my back, but I don't know if I can hold my arm there that long. One day I might try it and see if things loosen up, but they do work. They help out. If I bought one on Amazon, it was not, couldn't have been that much. I'll show it to you. And it comes with a little cord. You can just charge it. It's got the little hookups in the back there, so you can charge it up. And then this is just, I don't know why it does this, but, well, I mean, you can, it's got like a scope, so you can, so if you want to like focus it on something, but look, oh, blinded myself. Why did I do that? I hope I didn't kill my camera. No, wouldn't that be funny? Wait, no, it's fine. It always looks like that. Okay. And then it does options where it'll, like, why does it flash? Why does it need to flash? Just shine it the fuck on me. What's this, quit dicking around with the flashing? But I digress. It doesn't really hold a charge for that long. It's kind of like a Tesla. But then again, you can just charge it right back up. It doesn't take that long. And this couldn't have been, I don't know. I don't even think I paid 20 bucks for it. Daniel, yeah. Someone to rub the body part. Yeah, if you don't have like another human available, then that's got the light there. But it does work. It helps out. You're not gonna, like say use it at 3 o'clock and feel better at 3:15. But it's like give it a couple of hours. You'll notice things like loosening up. And then again, if it's something really bad like that, use it before bed, couple hours right before, it doesn't matter when, because just the fact that you're going to sleep and then waking up, it is gonna make a huge difference. It's I have not tried to point it at, say, like if I had like a cut on myself and also an achy muscle underneath. I don't know how it would affect something like that. Maybe don't do that. But be a scientist, figure it out. I don't know. Maybe it worked. Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. That's how I found out you can put icy hot heels bruises. I was working in fast food and I had not worked in fast food in a while, so I was getting like cuts and bruises on my hands, which just happen. And I don't want to have funky looking hands, so every night I'm putting on like the Neosporin and the icy hot for the aching, but then I found out Icy Hot gets rid of bruises. It doesn't say that on the container. It doesn't say that anywhere. But take the worst bruise you got. Don't do this if there's a cut on it. But if you've got a bad bruise, Icy Hot can be the generic. That's fine. Slap a Band-Aid on it so it doesn't rub off, so you don't have the whole everything smelling like menthol. 4 days tops. Even the worst bruise you have, 4 days, worse it'll look is that kind of like brownish yellowy, like still healing. It works. It really does. My monkey is beginning to give me the side eye when I ask him to rub. Oh, yeah. And that was everything that happened this week. Yeah, I did want to talk about the infrared light. And then Frank had just gone live here at I wrote down 1711. It was something like that. It was just the Rich Barris part from Thursday, when Frank had the picture of Rich on the screen, and his face is green. He's looking like the Hulk or Shrek. That was up. That was fun. But that was short. That was only like 20 minutes. And I'm just trying to recall if Frank was in the chat room or not. I don't believe he was. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know who schedules things for his channel to go live. I don't know if that's something Frank does or if he has somebody else do it. That's I say that because if somebody else is scheduling it, if Frank doesn't have the time, he's not going to know to be in the chat room. Then I don't know what he wants to do. I don't know, Daniel. It's sometimes I don't know if it's a typo. Like your monkey in your pants, or do you keep a pet monkey around like um Michael Jackson? Which is not good. I mean, if that's your canon, if you have a pet monkey, I can go along with that. Like we were talking about a canon for certain people in alternate timelines. That's perfectly okay. Actually, I have it's not even a they make there's a brand that makes it's basically icy hot, but it's a company that makes it cheaper and they're American. I believe I got that, and that's just the substitute icy hot I use for getting oh, I bitch left Satan. How's it going? Glad you made it. Yeah. Yeah, we are gonna end just like a few that's why I went live a tad bit early, because we're gonna end a tad bit early because Jim Lee is gonna be live. Daniel, it's because I'm a tard. Oh. Oh, you're okay. No, it's just I don't, because I make typos too, and then I don't know if I'm um reading it right, or it just I don't know. So let me pardon any lag. Get that off the charger there. Maybe it'll be quieter. Yeah, it's basically everything from, quite frankly, this week. Even though it was just 4 days, there was still the extra Saturday stuff. So it was pretty full. I'll pop a groovy. Yeah, yeah, we'll DM sometime. We'll figure out for that box set thing to get that. See, I'm glad everybody had some free time available at 7 to 9 p.m. on a Friday. Yeah, I bitch slap Satan. Yeah, it's a good one. I always have to rewatch these. I can never catch these live. There's always something going on. But yeah, smash like if you haven't already. And since it is Friday, we'll do the something similar, same time tomorrow. Still got a whole bunch of just topics and things, just random stuff to go over, and just stuff for the channel, and see how everybody's doing on a weekend. Hopefully this Saturday will be less eventful than, yeah. There we go. We'll see. I would it would be nice if it was a quieter weekend, especially this weekend. There's some anniversaries coming up. Oh, Moon Bunny, my daughter bought me an infrared mask to use on my face. Like I'm interested in that. Like, does infrared, would that do anything to like help like clear up the complexion at all? Like, I would like to know that. I would try it then. Is it gonna like make my skin look better afterwards? Is it like exfoliating? I bitch slap Satan. Gotta put you in my schedule. Not kidding. A little slow. Yeah, I'm the same. I've had a, quite frankly, alarm on my book forever. I'm sorry, the book that I had. Uh, Patrick, yeah, cheers. Uh, that's the Richard Burton Diaries. It copyright 2012. And then at one point he mentions Anthony Hopkins met Richard Burton, I believe, in 1952. That's low key in there. Yeah, I don't know about the infrared mask, but infrared does definitely help out with your little aches and pains, creaky hands, creaky joints. I've got that. It does help. Like I kind of wish I could just like, oh, I got a headache. Let me just rub it across my forehead. But I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I don't think they generally want you to with that kind of a light. It might be like a specialty frequency to use it on your face or any place a little bit more delicate. Yeah, and since you don't know what it does, don't use it on your private parts either. You don't know what it's gonna do. Like don't tan that part of your body. There's places you don't want sunburn. Oh, I'm glad everybody had some time, and this will be we can do this tomorrow. More weekendy feel. We got the quite frankly stuff out of the way. We'll find a whole new batch of stuff to get into tomorrow. So reach out to JD and ask about using infrared light on the face. JD has a lot of experience with infrared. All right, yeah, thank you. Yeah, great advice from everybody. And I hope you guys had a great evening and a great Friday. Yeah, so I will see everybody in set 22 hours. Yeah, I'll see you guys then. And if these shows wouldn't be anything without you, well, guys. So I'm glad everybody does show up, and I hope everybody's enjoying the content out on the balcony. So don't forget your pants, and let's get out of here. Maybe check out some Jim Lee, see what he's talking about, and just love you guys. Yeah, have a great evening, and till next time.